Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Conzoid back with another story time for you, and let's just get into it. So, this story time it takes place towards the end of my freshman year of high school, and at this time I was smoking like literally every day. But then this one random day, my friend, let's just call him George, he was like, "Yo, I could get you an edible if you want." And me, I had never had an edible at that time, so obviously I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I asked him how much it was and stuff. I gave him the money and all that. And then later that night, George, he sent me a picture of it, and that got me hyped. And now me and George, we had our first class together. So the next morning, he gave it to me like once we got in school, and I was all excited. So I immediately took 3 bites out of this cookie. And the 3 bites weren't even a lot because this was a huge ass cookie. Like, this shit was bigger than my dick. So I'm just sitting in my first block, which is English, and I kid you not, I start feeling the high not even 20 minutes after I ate some of the cookie. And that completely caught me off guard because I was always told that like edibles don't really hit you until an hour after you eat it. But anyways, I'm sitting there high as shit and we were reading Romeo and Juliet or some bullshit like that, and I start getting the munchies. Because now I don't usually eat breakfast and normally it's no big deal, but on this particular day it was a big deal because I was starving. So I just start asking the kids around me if they got any food, and everyone's just like, "Nah, man, sorry, sorry." So there I am, high as shit, hungry, with no food. And then I'm like, I still have a lot of that cookie left. Because as I said, this was a big ass cookie. And I sit there debating it for a few minutes because I know if I eat it, I'm going to be mega fried. But if I don't eat it, I'm going to be mega hungry. So I'm weighing out the pros and the cons, and then I just decide, why the fuck not? I'm just gonna eat it. I'm starving. I need food in my system. Like, I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't eat anything. So I'm like, 1 or 2 bites can't hurt anything, but I start eating. I look back at the cookie, and I have like 2 or 3 bites left of the cookie. Like, I basically ate this entire thing. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because I was already feeling it from just 3 bites. And now this was way more than just 3 bites of this cookie. So I knew I was about to be dicked. And like literally not even 15 minutes after that, it just hits me. In my brain, it just turns to mush, man. So I was sitting there, and then I was like, I'm still hungry. And there's like, I'm not eating the last 3 bites of that cookie. There's no point. I'm high enough. And it's not going to fill me up. So I'm like, can I use the bathroom? And I figured maybe I'd see someone in the hallway who I knew, and I could ask them if they had any food that they could give me. So now I'm just walking down the hallway, and I see some kid who I know. We're not friends or anything, so like I wasn't going to say anything to him, but like we knew who each other were. Because we go to the same school. We just know who each other are. It's just common knowledge. Everyone knows everyone. So he sees me and he's like, "Yo." And that concerned me because it wasn't like a, "Yo, what's up, man?" It's like, "Yo." And I was like, What's wrong?" And he was like, "You're dicked." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "How much did you smoke?" And I told him that I didn't smoke anything. And he was like, "That's bullshit, dude. Your eyes." And I was like, "Are they bad?" And he was like, "Yeah." And this got me worried because my eyes normally don't get red or bloodshot or anything when I smoke. So I run to the bathroom. I go in the bathroom and I look in the mirror. I kid you not. My eyes were literally like the color of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. They were bright red. It was insane. And I was like, oh no, my teacher's gonna see it. My teacher's gonna know I'm high. Like, I'm so fucked. And so I return to class. I get through class. The entire time I'm just thinking about lunch, just excited for lunch. And then, like, 2, 3 hours later, lunch comes around. And there's this kid at my table, and he saw me. He was like, "You are high." And I was like, "You don't gotta tell me that." Because I was still feeling it full force, if not even stronger than I was during my first class. And he was like, no, like, I know that you're high every day, but like, it's not obvious. I just know because I know you. But like, your eyes. And I was like, are they still bad? And he was like, yeah. So I pull out my phone, I look in the camera, and sure enough, there they are. They're still red. And then this one hall monitor at my school, he comes over to the lunch table. I'm chill with him. Me and him, we're like friends. I talk to him. I joke with him a lot. And he sees me. I don't want him to see my eyes because obviously he's going to know what's up. So I just slam my head into the desk. Not the desk, the table in the cafeteria. You know what I mean. So I just slam my head into the table, and I have my eyes, like, on the table, and they're shut. And he's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And he asks me again. He was like, are you sure? You all right? Like, are you feeling good? And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. And he was like, all right, well, if you ever need anything, just let me know. So I tell him thanks, but I'm good. And he leaves. I get through lunch, and finally, I'm no longer hungry because I had a nice-ass lunch. And then right after lunch, I have Spanish class. And then in Spanish class, me and these 3 kids, we're normally pretty high every day. And everybody in the class knows. But I go in, and the one kid who's normally high every day, today, he was sober. And he saw me. He was like, you're dicked. And I was like, yeah, I know, man. And he was like, how? And I told him that I had an edible first block, and I still feel it. And then he was like, wait, let me see that edible. So I reach into my backpack, and I pull out this wrapper with like 3 bites worth of a cookie in it. And I take it out, I show it to him, and he's like, oh my God. So I ask him, I'm like, what's up? And he's like, I sold that edible to somebody like not even 2 days ago. So that means he sold it to that person, and then that person sold it to my friend who gave it to me. So I thought that was pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. And so did he. The fact that it went through 2 people before it got to me, even though me and him are friends, and like I easily could have just asked him if he had any edibles. And then, I don't know, I just thought that it was cool. So, yeah. And then I just go through the rest of my school day extremely high still. By the time I get home, I'm still really high. And I get home, I sit down on my bed, I'm playing on my phone, and then I just pass out because I was too high. I needed to sleep. And I wake up and I don't feel it anymore. So I guess that's it for the story. That's the first edible that I've ever taken, and it was in school. So I guess moral of the story is don't be a dumbass like me, and if you're sitting in school and you have the munchies, don't eat an edible to try to fulfill your hunger, because it's just going to get you more high and make you even more hungry. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. So peace out. Bye.